as long as he can remember. Tonight, he takes us on an airboat ride through this watery wonderland and introduces us to the animals and the legends that make the Everglades a very special place. To the casual observer, the Everglades is a wonderland teeming with birds, fish, alligators, and deer. To Butch Harrison, the Everglades is a paradise that is fighting a losing battle with civilization.
Originally, there was approximately 3 million acres of Everglades country before the white man started his development, and today there's a little over 1 million acres left. I think in a reasonably short period of time, the only way that the children of the generations that follow us will be able to find out anything about the Everglades is to be able to look at pictures of it or read about it in books.
Perched in the driver's seat of his airboat, Butch Harrison surveys the endless expanse of water and sawgrass, spotting deer, birds, and alligators hidden in nature's camouflage. Butch is at home here. For the past 20 years, he's been a professional Everglades guide. For as long as Butch can remember, he's had a love affair with the river of grass. He grew up right next door in Delray Beach and learned the ways of the Glades early in life. Butch reluctantly started leading hunters and sightseers into the Everglades to pay for his own deer hunting expeditions.
We'd always been very possessive of the Everglades country. We didn't really want to take a whole lot of people out there, and because I figured the fewer people that really got a chance to see it, the longer it would be left for the people that really loved it.
Today, the Everglades is no longer a secret wilderness. We visited Conservation Area 2A, which lies just a few miles west of the Gold Coast, a chain of cities that stretch from West Palm Beach to Miami. It's one of the fastest growing regions in the United States. And just as South Florida has changed over the years, so have Butch's feelings about guiding people into the Everglades.
Most people have a big misconception about the Everglades due to the movies that have been made in Hollywood. They think that there's snakes hanging in every tree, and at every turn a crocodile is going to gobble them up. And if that doesn't happen, if they should put their foot overboard, that they're going to sink forever into the quicksands of the Everglades. And it's just not so. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to be able to take people out there and show them the various wildlife in the Everglades, the deer, the alligators, the birds. It gives me a great deal of satisfaction to be able to do this.
Tom T. Hall, Merlin Olson, and Bobby Bear are just a few of the people who have discovered the Everglades with Butch.
I've had a lot of fun with a lot of people in the entertainment business, and of course, one of the things that I've always explained to them is that anytime that they're with me, they're whoever they want to be. And when they're with me, they have the opportunity to escape and get away from the public. And we fish and we hunt and we ride and we take pictures and just have a good time in general.
The day we ventured into the Everglades, Butch took us to a couple of his favorite places. First, a stop to check on Kermit the alligator.
Come on here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Kermit. We've got alligators just everywhere today. For years they were considered an endangered species, but there's no shortage of alligators anywhere across the Everglades today. The average alligator in the wild, I don't feel, poses any threat to humans, although when an alligator loses his natural fear of man, that's when he really becomes dangerous.
Would you say that Kermit is dangerous?
I'd say that if you fell in the water with that alligator, that he would probably bite you.
Fatally?
Well, he would bite you just as near fatally as he possibly could. They're just nothing to fool with.
Next stop was a place Butch calls Edgar's Island. Tell me a little bit about Edgar the Great Alligator Hunter.
Well, Edgar was a fellow that, when I was growing up, we always heard about as being the best alligator hunter or one of the best gator hunters in the Glades. And of course, with the stories that I'd heard about him when I was growing up, I always figured that he should be a man at least as big as John Wayne. He used to hunt all over the Everglades, and he would come back in here during the wet seasons in 2 pole boats. And he'd use one of these boats to live in while he was back here, and then the other one that he would hunt out of, hunt his alligators. And he would carry salt back in here, and he would skin his gators, salt the hides, roll the hides into tight bundles, and then he would put them in 5-gallon lard cans. And then when he ran out of salt, then he would go back out and probably stay in the civilized world probably 3 or 4 weeks, and then he'd come back again.
Whatever became of Edgar?
I haven't seen Edgar in, I guess, 5 or 6 years. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but he just about completely left the woods. I haven't seen anything of him out here at all.
A lot of the old-time Glades men are gone now. Many have died. Some have just given up, discouraged by man's encroachment on the Everglades and the reduction of its wildlife population. The environment of the Everglades is infinitely complex, though, and Butch fears that the pressures placed on it by South Florida's growing population might ultimately spell the extinction of the Everglades.
I've talked to the few remaining guides that guide across the Everglades country, and some of them have said that we're the last of a dying breed, and when we're gone, there probably won't be any more because there won't be any more Everglades, and I guess it's probably pretty true. The Everglades are a unique part of Americana, and once the Everglades are gone, they can never be brought back. No way. And if something isn't done in the immediate future to stop the encroachment of man's development on the Everglades, it'll be lost forever. And that does make me sad.
If you look real close, you can see that gator swimming out there in the Everglades. He might look peaceful, but believe me, he's mean. We'll be back in just a moment with tonight's PM Magazine department.
Cool off with some of the best values of the year. And while our prices are greatly reduced, our selection isn't. Come see